Get ready to rise, rise, rise. Oh, rise. Get ready to rise, rise, rise.
Hello, get ready to rise. How are you? Oops, I'm going to just shift that ring light there. Oh, I'm so excited to come in again. So this is a better hour of the day, isn't it, for some of you? I was here at 5:30 a.m. doing my Wim Hof method. But I'm so excited to speak to my rave coach this morning. So I have Caroline Kelf with me, aka DJ Flourish. I'm going to be bringing her on in a second. So Caroline is a high vibe DJ. She plays from the heart, serves from the soul, and empowers women who value depth and authenticity to reconnect to themselves through music. And today we're going to be talking about growing an online business in what is perceived to be a perfect world. So I'm just going to welcome Caroline on. Hello, lovely.
Hello.
Morning, Kate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just going to sort my hair out, you know.
I was just saying hi to Kate. But how are
Oh,
you?
hi, Kate. I'm good. Hi, Kate. I can't see who's on, can I?
Oh, so there's a comment section on the right-hand side. Click that.
Okay, nice.
And you'll be able to see. Yeah, and if anybody has any questions, what I'll do is I'll bring it up on the screen for you.
Cool.
So, gorgeous. Well, we've got a lot to talk about, haven't we?
I'm shitting myself a bit about this one.
Yeah, me too. But it's not that we're coming on here to, as you see, many people slagging off other people in the industry or anything like that. It's really to talk about our experiences and how we've been feeling throughout this period, especially through this period, right? It's been eye-opening, to say the least. But before we get into that, Caroline, do you want to just share who you are? I know I've shared a little bit, but really get into the depth of what you do for other women, for anybody that doesn't know who you are and what you're about.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I loved your little intro. It was perfect, really. So basically, I'm a DJ and I play cool tunes that raise your vibe and uplift you. And I do this in two ways, through my high vibe raves, which is the Raveolution that I've just launched. And that's basically 30-minute raves where you rock up online and you raise your vibe, move, dance, all in a really safe way. And then go or through my freedom raves, which are basically a bit more of a deeper experience. It's community. We share. You have a lot more time with me and the other women, and the raves are themed. So this week's rave is all about being authentically you, which is very much what today is about, and what that actually means. And what I say to everybody, and obviously what's going to come up here, is I'm very much on my own journey. You know, I'm not telling you that I am totally my authentic self, that I don't go through a lot of periods where I'm still stuck in a lot of patterns and behaviors that keep me very far from my authentic self. What I'm offering is a space for women to be open and honest and share, which I personally find even more valuable than potentially learning and trying to upgrade myself. So I create the tunes, the space, but then also the community as well. So that's what I do.
And it's a fabulous community. I've been a member for, I don't know how long.
Long time.
It's been an amazing journey. And it is Rave Week. Can't wait.
Yes. Rave Week this week. Freedom Rave this week. And then the high vibe raves are towards the end of the month. So I'm only doing one high vibe rave a month at the moment. So you have to get in there.
Get in there quick. Right then. So the first question I want to ask, I want to open it up to you just to get this conversation going. So Caroline, tell me about your experience, from obviously being an online business, but also from your experience of signing up to courses, signing up to programs, etc. What do you feel is missing in that area?
Yeah, well, there's two areas here, because there's one in terms of me launching a business, and the expectation that I put on myself, but then the industry puts on me in order to be successful. That's the first thing, which I'll probably talk about. And then the second thing is the programs I've personally signed up for and the experience I've had. So in terms of my own business, I've been really lucky, because before I launched my own business, I used to work for other online entrepreneurs to support them with their growth as a VA. And they themselves were going through lots of courses, and they were doing the whole big, massive marketing thing to creating your product, to then, you know, the lead up to the launch, to then launching it, to then selling it at massive, big ticket things. And what I saw over and over again is people basically doing a load of shit that they didn't want to do and feeling really misaligned and very uncomfortable. And so for me personally, I have surrounded myself with women like you and other women in business whose ethos is more around what success really means to you as a person within your business, but also showing up authentically and real, which, as I've just explained to you, is what I do with my Freedom Raves, and then and also, you know, doing what brings you joy. So in terms for me, success to me is being able to do what I love while serving other people, keeping it to a maximum amount of time per week so that I can manage my relationship with my husband. I say the word manage, but you have to manage.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to manage marriage basically, and then also show up for my daughter, whilst also, you know, healing from my own childhood stuff, and then having time to go and do stuff that I enjoy and give my body and my soul and mind what it needs. And so for me, that is success. And so I've been really lucky to be around people who also, because what happens is I say all that, that's my authentic self. My conditioned self is like, well, why you should be earning, you know, this amount of money by now, you should be bringing in, you know, this amount of numbers, you know, it should be scaling up all the time, constantly. And so so it's important for me to be around the people that keep saying to me, why are you doing this? What's important, you know, for me to keep coming back into that service versus this massive expansion, 6-figure stuff that is constantly out there. I see myself looking at other entrepreneurs who are doing really well, and they've gone up to, like, you know, in 2-3 years, they've got massive expansion and stuff. And I have to just reel myself back in and go, that's their story. It's their thing. This is not necessarily what you want, because I know that if I was to suddenly have thousands and thousands of people overnight, that's going to quadruple or whatever my admin. It's going to huge, and it's not going to be organic, and it's not going to have the deep connection that I want. It is what I want, but organically, gently, with the right team and the right people, and potentially when my daughter's older and I can be there for, and I've got more time. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so that is the first half of what I find in the industries is quite difficult. The whole transformation, 6-figure, big, but actually what's success for you? The second part for me, which I find hard, is for me personally, when I've signed up for courses, mainly the courses that I've signed up for offer personal transformation and healing and stuff like that. And what I've found is that there are, for me personally, there have been a lot of practices that are being taught that have actually caused me more mental disturbance than actual connection to myself. And there's been no one there at the other end. It's just a webinar that you rock up to, do a practice, or just a one-off event that you rock up to, do the practice or the, you know, and it's just been too intense for me, for my nervous system, and actually you know, caused me to have some go backwards on my healing journey, and then have to seek out people who know their shit and have been doing this stuff for a long time to help get me back into a place of balance. So yeah.
Cool. Yes, Kate. So Kate's just commented there. Can you see that on the screen though?
Yes.
Yeah.
We always feel the pressure to compare with others and get bigger and better. Slow is okay. Yeah, Kate, I have to remind myself that every day. Slow is okay. It's you've seen me behind the deck. Slow is not a word. I can even say it slowly. I can't even say it slowly. So yeah, but it is. Success is, I think, organic, like building up and building something that feels very from the heart. and real for me. So yeah,
it's so important to connect, and I talk about this a lot, is connecting to every step on the journey instead of going, right, that's where I want to be, and I'm just going to catapult myself. I'm going to run over everybody that I used to care about. I'm going to do really manipulative things, and people end up being a different version of themselves. They're so removed from their heart in this quest to seek this six-figure dream that mostly is a pipe dream on social media for many people. I'm just going to pop up another comment. Sorry, I don't know who this is. It just says Facebook user because we're on StreamYard, so apologies. Do you just want to pop your name in the comments so Caroline knows who you are?
Morning, ladies. I'm working towards running a business that works around my health issues and building something that I love, but scalable to my own needs and healing, especially after all the stress and trauma of a pandemic. That's amazing. That's perfect.
Yeah, because like, you're really connected to that, whomever you are.
Yeah.
You're really connected, that has a purpose, but you've also got a lot of self-awareness, which I think is key when you're growing an online business. If not, then you can come up with all kinds of issues later down the line. Ailey, oh, nice to see you. Amazing.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, and what I would say, just going back recently, that the whole six-figure thing, it also pushes you down avenues that you might not feel aligned to do. Do you know what I mean? Like you were just saying, the manipulation and stuff like that. You know, we're told to like get into people's pain and, you know, and all that kind of stuff all the time with the marketing and things like that, which I understand. But also, you know, constantly being on stories and sharing yourself all the time, that I don't feel aligned to that. So I'm now doing something where I can batch stuff and I don't have to be on all the time, because that it just doesn't feel aligned to me. And that's something that I've learned. But also something else that really doesn't feel aligned to me is you know, doing like big launches and stuff like that. I'll do one every now and then, but that's a constant stress. Do you know what I mean? And so you've got to find what works for you, and you've got to find what is your way of marketing. So for me, what feels very aligned to me is things like this, is connecting, going to networking things. I love networking because I like seeing people face to face, and I like talking to people face to face. And then social media is more like my shop window. It's not the be all and end all. And so it's what feels right and aligned to you, really.
Exactly. And I just want to make a point that in no way, shape or form are we here to slate the way that somebody else does business. It's like it's your own personal choice. What really aggravates me is when you see people in this industry, they've obviously got a competitor that they want to run over, and they start slagging off the business method that they're using and saying that it doesn't work. And you can tell there's like an underlying passive aggressive message on their post. You can just read it now, because we spend most of our lives now communicating through social media, so our brains are accustomed to reading energy online, which I think people are forgetting. You know, you can't get away with sending an underlying message to somebody, you know, and people not reading into that. You can read it. And that's not the right energy, especially in this, you know, when we're looking at transforming other people's lives. There's a lot of people out there, like, they're calling themselves empaths, and like, because it's a key word and all of that, so that they will connect to the vulnerable people. And this is a pet hate of mine. I've been in programs and courses for many years. I truly believe in personal development, but I've made some mistakes. And I've watched people who I've been, you know, who have bought into the course like myself, so they're on, you know, they're on the same level. They have gone straight out there, given it the I help thousands of people, even though they've just completed a course. I help thousands of people. I earn this amount of money, 6 figures, 7 figures. Like, well, hold on a minute. You've just completed the same course as me, and I know everything that you've struggled with. So to me, that's instantly sending a message to me that at some point they are going to crash, because they are each day they're living a lie. I'm not a religious person, but I do like the 10 Commandments, and thou shalt not lie is something that I like live by. If I lie in anything that I do in any area of my life, it leaves me with such a discomfort.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Worry about how people are going to feel as they go like 6 months down the line, and they're being portraying this message that they're like leaders in their industry and all of that, and then they still haven't created any business, they still haven't acquired that many clients, and like, you need to be now showcasing all of the work that you are shouting out about, and you're not. So that is going to have, and it's pumped up. So obviously people have lost their jobs and what have you, and then they've gone out and go, right, I think I'm going to tap into this world. Honestly, a real concern. I think in around 6 months' time, you're going to see people either, in terms of mental health, people that have been living this lie, they've been projecting all of this, like these messages that are not true to themselves. They're going to crash. You're going to have a lot of vulnerable people who have been caught up in all of this, that have signed up to this, signed up to that, who are not supported along the journey. You know, I'm as you know, I'm when I work with people, they work with me. I work soul to soul. You can't have people signing up when you've you know, when you talk about pain to pleasure, when your marketing message is pain to pleasure, and you're really trying to dive deep into that vulnerable person's heart. You win their heart, you get them to part with thousands and thousands of pounds, and then you leave them there with just a daily email and some logins to your program, and then you make yourself uncontactable. That is not how we should be putting ourselves out there in this industry. Most of us have come in from a place of trauma. We've been on our own journey, we're healing, etc. So we must understand how people feel. I've been that vulnerable person where I've bought something, I've learned all those lessons, and it absolutely, like you can tell, I'm getting passionate. It actually absolutely makes me so angry. It really does, and I just wish that people would stop doing it. I really do. Just money's not first.
No,
It's
no,
not.
but it's also, you know, those people are then who are buying are very vulnerable, because they're selling into something that isn't actually true. Do you know what I mean? And might not actually support them. So that's why I have, you know, a team of people. You know, I say, if anything comes up for you, I've got people you can see and talk to and stuff like that. And I'm really personal about it, like you are, because we've both been so burnt, I think, in different ways. And you see it because you're helping people with their business. So you see a lot of other people, as you've said, on your courses, then making false claims. I also see a lot of people who are expanding very quickly in like 2 to 3 years, and then saying that they can help with this and this. But I know that behind the scenes, it's not actually what their experience is not what they are portraying on social media. And for me personally, you know, I like you, it feels so inauthentic for me to lie. You know, I put a post out on Friday saying I struggle with this, I struggle with that, because I do. I go through periods where I really do struggle. And then I'm like, right, come on, get out of victim, sort yourself out, get the people around me who need me to help. But I cannot put a post out on that day that's like, woo, raise your vibe, if I'm feeling like utter shit. I have to be authentic and real.
Yeah. So, Kate, which element of business scares you so much, love? Is it just the comparison stuff? If it is that, this is what we need to be very mindful of, is when we do fall down that rabbit hole of comparing, we have to ask ourselves the question, what are we actually comparing to? Because you're literally just seeing 5 minutes of somebody's life, they've probably scheduled that post a couple of weeks to a month previous. That's also something that in this environment we need to be very mindful of, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. When we start scheduling, like you say, Caroline, like high vibe stuff, that's scheduled to come out on a day where, there's some really crucial news come out.
No, yeah.
Reading the room, and people are not reading the room enough. They're just not. And it's all self-serving, it's disgusting. It really is. And it needs to stop.
Yeah, it's a good point. That never thought about that scheduling. Haven't got to that part on my social media course.
Yeah, the competition with others, Kate. Yeah, absolutely. We'll cover that. So where would you like to see this industry moving to, Caroline?
I want people turning up and saying that they feel like shit. I do. I want people, because I have conversations with people and then I see their social media and I'm like, that's not true.
Yeah.
And so I want to see social media being used for a bit. I honestly don't know. And I want people to be supported more, and and held through things more, and people to be a bit more genuine,
and for people to be acknowledged, so they don't feel like they're just a number. It's just really important. This business sisterhood, if we're just talking about women, is important. We can all look back on days at school where bullying, the othering, the mocking, it's a very stressful time, isn't it? So we need not move that into our adulthood and acknowledge the fact that we're so much stronger together. We don't need to be manipulative. That's not our nature. And just to tap into who we are authentically, and without feeling like rushed or pressured to do things that we don't want to genuinely do, just because somebody else is doing it. And stop the lies. Just stop with the lies, please.
Yeah, and for people to serve more from their heart.
Definitely. And you do that so well. Absolutely loved the Revolution. Although I'm a member of Caroline's group, I hopped on to support her, and it was so wonderful seeing all. And some women like turned on the cameras and were dancing. And that's what it's all about. It's, we have to raise each other's vibes. If somebody is doing this, is doing the same business as you out there, they have the same model, etc., they're not your competition, they're your ally. Because, if your mission is so powerful and it means so much to you, don't you want other people to be shouting that message out? Why would you then slate somebody who is actually trying to transform lives the same as you? Why not just come together, hop on each other's podcasts, do interviews like this? There's enough people out there for everybody. And when you're seen as being supportive, that's when people get to know you as a personality and what you stand for.
Yeah, and also what I would say to what Kate was saying about the competition with others, people buy people. I've only ever bought people. Well, actually, that's not true. When I have bought people, it's been the right thing to do. When I haven't, it's not been the right thing to do. I was buying the promise. I can see that very clearly now. So where I've bought the person, I've got so much out of the program, and they've been very supportive. But when I've bought the promise, it's not been aligned. And so you need to stay UK and whatever, and that is the most important thing. Turn up as you. Don't pretend to be anyone you're not. All your warts and all.
She's very good at that. Gorgeous personality, Kate. She will admit that though.
Yeah.
So when is your let's talk about your next revolution.
So my next revolution is Friday the 22nd of October at 9:30. I've had feedback from everyone, and everyone would prefer it on a Monday. So from November, it's going to be moved to a Monday. Monday morning, start the week off on a high vibe, and it's 30 minutes just to rock up, ground yourself, raise your vibe through amazing tunes. I've started the list of tunes. I get into these flows, and then suddenly I'm just like, and I download all these tunes. So I've downloaded so many tunes for it. And then basically you go on with your day. And loads of people have just said that, like, on that day, so many things change for them, you know, and it's just, and the connection with the women was really, they really, really valued that. And that's something that I wasn't expecting. So I'm actually going to be encouraging people to have their cameras off for the Raveolution, because I think that I want to start creating that feeling. But you don't have to have your cameras off. Some people didn't want to, and that is fine. It's
cameras
totally
off. So you don't want to see that? You don't?
No, I'm going to encourage people to have their cameras on.
On, right? Sorry, I thought you said off.
No, they don't have to have them on. I think
right.
they don't have to have them on if they feel uncomfortable. And I'm spotlighted anyway, so people won't see you, but you can have a choice to see everybody, take your camera off, and be seen, and dance with everybody, and just have that community and connection.
I like my camera on because I like the accountability of myself. It's like, okay, you can see yourself, so you're going to move. Because I think if the camera's off, there's a tendency to like, okay, well, I'm just going to pop those clothes in the drawer and, you know, potter around.
Point.
Yeah, so that's the reason also to just to be there with you, really, and to feel it.
I'm going to write that down, because
it helps me be present in the moment.
Yeah, nice. Interesting.
And thank you so much. So you'll also be closing out Soul to Soul Strategy School experience, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, same reason for you. And yeah, so I have my Sunday soul setting sessions on a Sunday, and inspired by you, Caroline, I play a tune at the end. After we've done all our planning, what have you. And the first couple of weeks I was just there, so I wear some sequins, I was just there like dancing, and everyone's just looking at me. But now Kate's joined in, she even wore sequins last week, which is great. So really looking forward to doing that with hopefully some more people, and to experience you DJing rather than me just prancing around
on the Friday. So that I'm coming in on the Friday, aren't I? Of your week, your free week.
Yeah. So let's close off. We have been talking for half an hour now. We've both got busy days. But if anybody would like to reach out to either myself or Caroline, please do. If you feel that you have been put into a vulnerable position and are feeling all the feels like we've talked about, either one of us will talk it through with you. We've been there, and we're not advocates for it. And also, Caroline, for people that do not know how to contact you, Kate does obviously, but anybody that's watching replay, could you just pop your contact details in the comments, or you can create a separate post if you like, with some details about your next rave?
Yeah, perfect. Yay.
Yeah, do a separate post actually. Create a separate post.
Okay, cool. I'll do that now.
Be able to see that more clearly.
Yay.
Yay. Oh, it's been lovely speaking to you in this setup.
I know, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm used to this whole like camera thing.
I know, StreamYard is
yeah.
to this day, it really bamboozles me every time I come on. But thank you so much, ladies, for joining, whether it be live or on replay. Thank you so much, Caroline, for dedicating your time to this. And I will see you at the rave this week.
Yay!
Lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.